and welcome. Today I'm going to be making some fruit tarts, and I'm going to be doing this recipe in a couple of parts. So first I'm going to start off by making the dough for the tart shell, and then we'll move on to the other parts. So here I have icing sugar, all-purpose flour, salted butter, 1 egg, and vanilla. I'm going to start by adding my butter to my mixing bowl, and my butter is at room temperature. To the butter, I'm going to add in the icing sugar. I'm going to put on the paddle attachment, and I'm going to let this mix until it's very smooth and creamy. Okay, once those two things have creamed, I'm going to add in my 1 egg and my vanilla essence or extract, and I'm going to let this mix. Okay, that is finished mixing. We're going to add in our flour now. And we're going to put it to mix again. Okay, so my dough is finished kneading. I'm just scraping that dough off the sides of the bowl, bringing it together. I'm just going to lightly dust my surface and turn this dough out onto the surface. I'm just going to bring my dough together, and the dough is a pretty soft dough, if you can tell. So that's how it's going to be, so don't be scared if your dough is soft. Next, you're going to take a piece of plastic wrap, and you're going to put your dough, and I'm just opening it out because this is going to go into the fridge. And when we open it out like this, and it chills and it comes back out, it will be easier to roll. Cover this with another piece of plastic wrap. Now you're going to place your dough into your refrigerator and allow it to chill, because we want this to firm up a bit before we go ahead to use it. So for the pastry cream, we're going to need eggs, butter, and I'm using unsalted butter, sugar, milk, salt, and I'm using salt because I'm using unsalted butter. If you're using salted butter, then you do not need the salt, and some cornstarch. I'm going to start by adding my milk to a pot or a saucepan. I'm going to place my milk on low heat because I want this milk to warm up, but I don't want it to be boiling hot. Okay, so what I did was I separated the yolks from the white. You're just going to put the whites away because we're not using the whites today. Add the yolks to a bowl. Okay, so to our eggs, I'm going to add in my sugar. And I'm going to whisk this until it gets a very light yellow or pale yellow color. Now add in your salt and your cornstarch. Whisk to combine. Make sure you don't have any lumps in the cornstarch. Okay, so here I have my milk. You can see that steam or that heat coming off of the milk. And what we're going to do is we're going to slowly drizzle in our milk into this mixture, and we're drizzling it slowly because we do not want to scramble the eggs, or we want to be able to temper this, so you have to add it in a little at a time and keep whisking. So add a little. So now I don't know if I skipped a piece of the recording, but if I did, I've been adding my milk slowly to my eggs because I didn't want to scramble the eggs. You want to temper this mixture, which just means you're adding your hot milk slowly to the egg yolk mixture, and you're mixing it vigorously so it doesn't scramble and it doesn't get lumpy. And you just do this until you've added all of your milk to your egg yolk mixture. Okay, once you've done that, you pour everything back into your saucepan. Place your saucepan back onto your heat on medium to medium low, And just keep the butter on the side because we're not ready for the butter as yet until this thickens up. And you're going to constantly turn this in here because you do not want it to stick or burn in the bottom of your pan. So I don't know if you all can see, but my cream is starting to thicken up, and it hasn't even been a minute properly since I put it onto the heat. So make sure you keep stirring and stirring because we want this. You see how fast it's thickening up? Okay, so my pastry cream is really thick. Can you all see? And what I'm going to do now is take this off of the heat and set it aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my butter and whisk that in. Next, pour in your vanilla or essence and whisk that in. Okay, next I'm going to empty my pastry cream into a bowl. Take a piece of plastic wrap or cling wrap and you're going to place it and let it touch the cream. Now the reason why we're letting it touch the cream is because we don't want a skin to form on that cream. So basically this is your custard or your pastry cream, and all you do next is pop this into your refrigerator to allow it to cool down. My dough just came out of the refrigerator. It's nice and firm, and that's what you want. Flour the top of the dough also. And now you're going to roll out this. And that's okay if it starts cracking, because remember it's a very, very soft dough. Okay, when you're finished, rolled out your pastry or your dough, you're going to take a cookie cutter, and here I have my tart shells, and you want to take a cutter that's bigger than your tart shells, because when the dough goes down in here, you want it to be able to reach all the way to the top here, because if it was small like this, it would be too small to fill this. So then you just simply go in and you cut your rounds. Then you take your tart shell and you let this go down in here. Like so. You don't want to press too much. And then you can always take your rolling pin and just roll it on top of it so that the excess would fall off. And you just take that off like so. And then you would have one tart shell ready. So I'm going to continue to do this until I've made out all of the shells. Okay, so I made 14 of these, and with the extra dough, all you have to do is bring it back together and form it into a ball, and then you can roll it out again and you can make some more shells or pie tart shells. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put mine into a bowl and I'm going to store mine in the freezer until the next time I want to make some more. Next, take a fork and just poke the bottom of the shells because you don't want them to puff up when they start to bake. I'm just placing back these into the refrigerator for 5 minutes before we put them to bake. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to create a glaze, and here I have some orange marmalade, and if you can find apricot you can use that also. So you just need about like 2 tablespoons. To the marmalade I'm adding some water just to thin it out, and you're going to put this on your stove on low heat. You just want this to heat up. You don't want it to thicken, you want it to be a little nice runny glaze. So as soon as it warms up, you just set it aside. So here I have my custard, and it has hardened or really thickened up quite a bit from being in the fridge. And all you're going to do is take a spoon or a spatula and just going to mix it to soften it up so that it will be easy to pipe into your tart. See, watch how quickly it's softening up. Fill this into a piping bag and set aside. Now these go into the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes because I made mine pretty small. These are 2-inch tart shells. So if you're making them bigger or thicker, you have to put them for a longer time. So 10 minutes and these will be ready. Okay, so my tart shells just came out of the oven. They have a nice light brown color, and that's what you want when you're baking yours. Do not let them get too brown. Now you need to let these cool, and let me just show you all. This is how easy it comes out of the tin, and it's very, very hot. So if you can get them out of your tin and put them on something that's not hot so you can get them to cool down really quickly, that would be good. So my tart shells have cooled down, and in this pot I have my marmalade that is nice and cooled now, and here I have some fruits and my custard or my pastry cream. So let's get started on putting one of this together. Okay, so to assemble, you take one of your tart shells and you're going to pipe a fairly okay amount of cream. You don't want to overfill the shells, you just want it to be right there at the rim, or if you like it with less or more, depends on what you like, then by all means you do what you like. And you're going to put your fruits, make sure your fruits are nice and dry, you don't want it to be wet. And then this step is optional. You just put the glaze on the fruit because you want the fruit to look nice and vibrant. And then you could just garnish with a mint leaf if you have a mint leaf. And there you have it, one fruit tart. So here you have it, my fruit tart recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed this dish. Make it and let me know down below if you like it. If you're new to my channel, I hope you like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all another day with another one of my recipes. Enjoy!